Goes to the lefts and the rights, from Suzuka East to the bumpy nature of Sebring. Last week was an absolute thriller. This week it's time for Magione and Road America to fill your evening. It's time for week 3 of the October Radical SR3 League here at One Line Racing Center. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening from wherever you may be in the world. My name is Dan Papels and I'm going to provide you with the commentary for tonight. Again, welcome into the stream, everyone. It's going to be an absolute thriller. As said, we start tonight at Magione Circuit. A track that is carved deep into every motorsports lover's heart. It also has 11 corners, and a track that at the moment sees AJ Masek lead the way in qualifying with 12 minutes and 40 seconds to go. So then, this is also a story of the evening. We know that Josh Olsen tonight won't be competing. I'd open up one of the spaces. He was generous enough to give that one away for free for tonight. See two new names here with us today. I don't know if we can get some clarification on who exactly got the spot from Josh Olsen. That's very generous from Josh Olsen to open up that spot for free. So we'll see who was lucky enough to be the first to message the big boss Mike and get that spot from Josh Olsen. Joey Dom at the moment is leading the way though. Let's also have a look at the championship standings as they are at the moment, because those are obviously important. And we see that after last week's double victory, Anthony Wen has taken the lead in the championship by 7 points over Jay Craig. 3 points behind Jay Craig is AJ Masek. That's your top 3. Anthony Wen on 83 points, 76 points for Jay Craig, and 73 for AJ Masek. They're kind of only at the top, because the gap to Sam Dunford is big. Sam Dunford only with 36 points. Plus the gap between him and AJ Masek at the front of the field, 37 points. See how tricky this track is. We're on board with our championship leader. We're back on to start finish. Was on a 1:15 before, goes to a 1:14.683. Still quite some ways to go though. Oh, and he's struggling. He's still 1.3 seconds off, trying to rotate the car. A bit of oversteer, catching that. But this is going to be such a tight track. Overtaking is going to be so difficult. qualifying position is a must at this track. Once again, getting some good rotation on the brakes for Anthony Wen. A name that I butchered not only once, but I think at least a handful of times last week. Here he is across the line, puts himself in P2 on a 1:13.572. Looked like a good lap that from Anthony Wen. Some places in there where he definitely can improve. But I don't think that's going to be this lap. Traffic in his way. This is Jake Craig though, his closest championship rival. Following him closely, one win for him this season. And that victory came at Mosport Park, where he was dominant over Anthony Wen, who had to chase him down after having to start from the pits. Managed to at least recover to a P2 in that race. In fact, that's long gone now already. Drivers are not thinking about that anymore. The only thing they're concerned about is their time in qualifying here at Magione. Because my goodness me, is it ever going to be important? Joy Dome, excuse me, he's gone up into P1 in front of Jake Craig, a 1:12.262. Take a bow, Joey. That's a statement to put down. With 7 minutes to go in this session, Joy Dom has put in a 1:12.262. Of course, we have to see if it stands, but at the moment, that's a massive gap to the two that are fighting for this championship. And don't get me wrong, it's not impossible. Joy Dom, after what he has experienced with not taking part in the first 2 weeks, it's not impossible for him to still win this championship, but it's going to be damn near impossible. But he is going to give it a fair shot at 1:12.086. Improves even further. Anthony Wen forced to improve as well. Jake Craig stuck on a 1:13.3, as he has been for most of his qualifying session so far. Points at the top of the championship for Anthony Wen. He needs to score really, really bad for the next 4 races that are left of this championship for Joy Dom to actually even have a chance. Here he is, he's going to try his absolute best. 1:12.086, that'll be his statement to put down. Definitely struggling though in this tight and twisty section. This long straight leading into Magione. Then a right-hander leading into Curva Monte Sperello. You guys are gonna love these pronunciations tonight. And we have Curva Zampini, prima S and seconda S. Back onto the start finish, straight into Curva del Tralicchio. We have Curva Box. Curva S is the left-hander after that. Then into Tornatino. And then Curva Muro. Leading on to the Rettilineo del Muro straight. To see Connor Smith back with us. A little bit less than 3 minutes left in this qualifying session. The time still stands for Joy Dom at the top, 112.086. Then it's Anthony Wen, our championship leader on a 112.690. And a 113.321 from Jay Grigg. AJ Masek in fourth on a 13.979. He's quite far off. And Andrew Berrien in P5 on a 114.010. 114.410 for Azam. A full second of a gap between him and Connor Smith on a 115.419. Another full second of a gap almost to Josh Dunford in P8. And Sam Dunford in P9. I think it's Jake Dunford, excuse me. On a 124.032. Smith at the back of the field on a 126.952. That's quite far off. Not a competitive lap put in by those two, I think, yet. No, Sam Dunford goes to a 116.945. That's at least a good banker. Andrew Berrien, we're on board with him. We're well on board, we're riding along. Cameras are following him along nicely. On to start finish. Is fifth at the moment. Needs to find 31 thousandths to climb a position. He doesn't, and he stays in fifth. Anthony Wen was immediately behind that. You can see the overstay even from off board. Looking into turn one. Yeah, you can see the overstay he's struggling with. For him, definitely something that he needs to get the hang of. But it looks like it's going to be Joy Dom who's going to put a statement down in this first qualifying session. Jay Grigg, I think with what he's just put in, won't get any further than P3. One needs to be quick. He's timed this maybe accidentally to perfection. And he has. He's going to get one more lap. He's going to be the last one across the line. Jay Grigg is who we're waiting for. He's timed it perfectly and he needs this lap. Anthony Wen's finished. He can't do anything about a Joy Dome pole. The only man that we're looking at to change that, who seems to be in range, might be Jay Grigg. Joy Dom also on a lap still. Can he go into the 111s? It doesn't look like it at the moment. No, not with the pace he's running at all. He resets. Jay Grigg is the man we're waiting for. Andrew Berrien has managed to put himself up to P4. He might be a threat even to Jay Grigg. Down that long Rettilineo del Muro straight into Curvone. Through to Curva Monte Sperello. Now into the tight and twisty sections. That's Curva Zampini. Prima S. And then Seconda S to round off the lap. Can Jay Craig do anything about a Joey Don Paul on debut? Across the line for Jay Craig. He can't. Stays on a 1:13.321. Andrew Berrien, I think the only one within reach here. And no one can. It's a Joey Don Paul on debut. He takes his maiden pole position. 0.6 of a second, the gap to Anthony Wen, who finds himself in P2, our championship leader. Then Jay Craig in P3, Andrew Berrien P4, AJ Masick 5th. Then it's Zam in P6, Connor Smith in 7th, Jack Dunford in P8, Sam Dunford in P9, and Smith finds himself in P10 on a 1:26.178. All right, we're on the starting grid after what has been a successful qualifying here, in which Joey Dom took his maiden pole position. Waiting for that timer at the top right to tick down to 30 minutes. And that's when we will be underway. Let us know what you guys have done in the past week. How you guys have prepared for this evening of epic racing again. Me, myself, I've been to the Hockenheim Ring in Germany. Had to commentate there on the last round of the Next Gen Cup, in which we crowned our champion, Kelvin de Groot, in the last race. Came right down to the last lap. Where Mirko Bortolotti clinched the DTM championship. All right, full focus on the task in hand for the two at the front. Can Anthony Wen jump Joey Dom at the start? It's going to be crucial. Here come the 6 red lights. They're on, they're illuminated, they're out. And we're racing at Magione. A good start for Anthony Wen indeed, sending it all the way around the outside. There's Joey Dom. The exit will be for him. Next one is to the left. And that will give it to Joey Dom at the start. Now Andrew Berrien has made his way past Jay Craig. This is crucial in the championship at the front. Andrew Berrien in the top 3 now. He seems to have found his groove. He seems to be liking this track. Consistency is something that Anthony Wen was struggling with. So let's see if he's able to fix that this week. Here is Jay Craig, not the start that he was hoping for. Anthony Wen already in chase down mode. That slipstream working wonders down that long back straight. For the rest, it's all tight and twisty. A second is the gap after the first lap for Joey Dom. If he can keep doing that, he's going to be unstoppable. AJ Masek has also dropped. AJ Masek's dropped down to 9th. Some big hitters in the championship dropping down. So even though Anthony Wen might not be first at the moment, Ishfaq Azam, I hope I pronounced that correctly, has found his way back to P4 now. Oh, well, up to P4, I'd rather say. Have some gaps being created in the field already. That's massive contact with him and Andrew Berrien. He passes him on the track, or well, off the track rather, but that is, as Sebastian Vettel would say, a torpedo. Ishfaq Azam lets Andrew Berrien past, but that has taken them both out of such a promising position. An evening that was going to be, it looked like a personal best for Andrew Berrien. He now has to fight for that all over again, but look at that. Connor Smith up to P4. Ishfaq Azam. Wow. That was a proper target locked, loaded, and a kill. No, no more contact. That's between Smith and Dunford. Connor Smith drops back to P9. Last row is now, the last two positions now filled by both Smiths. One more to the left. One more to the right. Segunda S. And that's back onto the start-finish straight. 2.7 seconds, the gap at the front of the field already. Joey Dobb is running away with things. He's proving himself once again to be a dominant force. Did that in qualifying already, putting down a benchmark that was 6/10 quicker than anyone in this field. Even on championship, even Anthony Wen couldn't get close to it. Looks like it's going to be a 2-horse race at the front, no matter what. If it even becomes a fight, because the gap to Jake Craig, who had that terrible start, is, well, a gap that's going up at the moment, but I think it was around 11 seconds, and I think it will stay there. I think that's some strange ACC thing, or ACC, AC, set of course, I think. Who in here is excited for Assetto Corsa Evo? We of course got our first proper look through the eyes of some influencers at the ADAC Sim Racing Expo. Most notable for you Americans, obviously, Swilly Almeida, a driver who's a champion in these radicals. To get his first look at the AC Evo. It was looking promising. Graphics looked awesome. Everyone was positive about the handling of all the cars. And they're promising us some amazing things. An open world. It's definitely something I'm looking forward to. Just seen a mistake from Anthony Wen, something that he has been struggling with this whole season so far, is not making a mistake. And he says he always has a mistake in there in every race. And that's something that Joey Dom now is capitalizing off of. If he wants to have maximum reward, he needs Jay Craig to overtake Anthony Wen. So he can gain maximum points on Anthony in the championship. Joey Dom will definitely be one to, or a force to be reckoned with. I think he's proven that to us already. 12.3 seconds in the lead. After what's only been a little bit less than 8 minutes. Already coming up to lap traffic. That's the outside of Smith. Got to get around him. And that's that dealt with. Next lap car is 28 seconds up the road. It's Jake Dunford. P9 number 25. But for the first time, I think this season, we're all quite spread out. Burian in P4 after that contact with Azam. Oh well, contact after the crash he had with Azam, we can call it. He's been on a comeback drive. Let's see if he can close that gap to Jay Craig on the podium gap at the moment, 8.3 seconds. See if that can come down over the course of this race. Ishfaq Azam. Well then, let's talk about the championship now that the race is quite down a bit. It's Connor Smith though, who's only 7/10 behind AJ Masek, but AJ should be able to just open up that gap, judging by where he's been so far this season. He was quite some ways off in qualifying, as we're used to from AJ. He usually gets there in the race. However, if I look at the speed that Connor Smith's taking through some of these corners, he's definitely struggling as AJ. Two tens onto the main straight. That back straight, it might be killing for AJ Masek, or it might just be his own driving. Another mistake going wide into turn one. Tight and twisty section, Curva S, Tornantino and Curva Muro, leading on to that long straight now, that long run. The Retlineo del Muro straight. He's just a bit too far back to try anything really. Connor Smith not quite able to keep that gap as close as he was. Now at the start of the lap, Connor Smith is gone. He's off. Watch out. Watch the rejoin. You have some time now. Oh, he's going for another spin. You spin me right round, baby, right. Okay, so that's enough singing for tonight. I promise I'll never do that again. Connor Smith going for a spin or two in his Radical SR3. Here's Fargazam. After that contact with Andrew Berrien, they've both climbed up positions. Once again managed to get back up into P5. Damage limitation for Azam. Azam is closing in on Berrien though. He might get another shot at it, you know. That long back straight, a bit of a snap oversteer going onto it. That won't help him. He'll probably have to wait one more lap at least. No contact between the two. Going into Curvone. This time round at least. A little bit wide coming out of the last corner. Seconda S as well. Ishfaq is quick, but he just needs to find a way around now. I feel like as soon as he does, he'll set off into the sunset. But he just needs to find a way past first. And that comes down to racecraft. This is the only fight we have. Next smallest gap is 4.7 seconds. Between Sam Dunford and Connor Smith. It's the battle that's brewing right behind AJ Masek. But Andrew Berrien doing everything he needs to do, making that Radical as wide as possible. Berrien also struggling with some oversteer, especially on entry, it seems like. He'll fix that by changing up his trail braking a bit. But you want that rotation, especially in the slower corners. Putting that pressure on those front tires. Oh, here we go, Andrew Berrien under attack now from Ishfaq Azam. And he gets through, finally. He doesn't have to stare at the back of Andrew Berrien anymore. It was about time that that was going to happen. Let's see if Ishfaq Azam can now set off into the distance. I expected that that would happen as soon as he got past. Gonna need some time to settle back in. Joy Dom making his way through traffic. Anthony Wayne at the moment is 25 seconds behind. No, make that 17. Yeah, so of course it's having its moments with the timing tower on the left-hand side. Anyways, the gap is big enough for Joy Dom just to relax through the traffic, take his time. AJ Masick doesn't seem like he has any pace this evening. He's down in 6th and not even gaining on the pair of them. Andrew Berrien is not able to give this up without a fight. Not prepared to go down without a fight. Well, that was revenge, some might say, for the contact he had earlier on in this race. Together with Ishfaq Azam into the next corner that they're going into now. Corvone at the end of that long Retilneo del Muro straight. He sends it up the inside. The outside for Azam, and he manages to keep that position. The up and under from Andrew Berrien has worked out wonders there. He's on the outside for turn 1. He's going to be delayed. This is delayed breakers, and he manages to go through. So roles are reversed once again. Andrew Berrien up into P4. Ishfaq Azam down into P5 again, and he's now the chaser. All over the curbs there for Ishfaq Azam. All the while, at the front of the field, Joy Dom is just creating the gap. Oh, we've been in that position before. Azam kept that growing to about 0.8 of a second. Bit of a slide on the exit, but this is the most important exit. That long run down the straight, and he'll gain all the way there. Seems like they're better at following than leading, the both of them, which is creating this cool dynamic that whoever is behind is quicker. However, it does seem when Andrew Berrien is ahead, he's just a little bit more consistent. And he's just able to stay there. Or at least have a gap of about 6-7 of a second. Berrien sending it in to the left-hander of Curva Box. Curva SS into Tornantino. through Curva Muro. Once again, back onto the Little Newton Muro straight. A good run. Much closer than he was before for Azam, Ishfaq Azam. Having a look to the inside, sending it in deep. Andrew Perry, though, seeing it coming, sends it all the way around. An overstay once again for Azam, has to slot it in, back behind him. Slipstream on the back straight, working wonders to keep the two of them together. Seven minutes left in this race. 19 laps completed by Ali Joydom. And a quite nice and easy lead for him. Ishfaq Azam diving to the inside, overtaking lap traffic. There might have been Jake Dunford. The car off. Is that Jay Craig? Yes, it is. Jay Craig's gone off and they've both overtaken him. Well, that's just thrown a spanner into the works of anyone who was rooting for Jake. But the gaps at the front of the field are massive. We're not used to seeing this. If even Anthony went after not really making much or many mistakes, only one really, is still about 17-18 seconds off. That tells you how good of a drive it's been for Joydom. A change for podium positions here. Andrew Berrien dropped down to P4. Podium has been shared between Anthony Wen, Jay Craig and AJ Masick for the whole season so far. And he's just waiting, biting his time until he can pounce. Andrew Berrien deserves a podium, but are we going to have two debutants on the podium? That's the question. Ishfaq Azam is definitely willing to make it too. Outside for Andrew Berrien on Ishfaq Azam. He's defending that perfectly. That for the next 3.5 minutes is going to be the widest radical on this track. And all the while, that's allowing Jay Craig to catch up. The more they fight, the more time they'll lose. To Jay Craig behind. If we can get a look on where the leader is to see. Oh, mistake from the both of them. Andrew Berrien followed Ishfaq Azam, and that's allowed Jay Craig to get back on him now. After his second big mistake of the evening, at least for Jake. He's now right back with them, right back in the fight for the podium. I think we're going to get 2 more laps here. Just about 2 more. 3 more for these guys. Joy Dome is already on the other side of the track. Yeah, let's see. 2 more laps for these guys after this. Andrew Berrien deserved the podium, and I think everyone thinks the same about that. But Jay Craig is the only one who thinks differently, together with Ishfaq Azam. For the rest of that, it doesn't matter that much. Or they're all Andrew Berrien supporters. Inside's left open. This would be good in the championship as well for Anthony. If Jay Craig could stay P5. Back onto the long straight, slipstream not really there anymore for Andrew Berrien. Looks like Ishfaq Azam is going to make it 2 debutants on the podium in the first race of the evening. Once again, a bit of a wide moment for Andrew Berrien that might allow Jay Craig to come through. He has a snap of oversteer as well. Going into the last lap soon. Here it is, last lap of this race. Also for Andrew Berrien and Jay Craig. Behind them, it's the leader, Joey Dome, who's soon to finish this race. Jay Craig has been able to find his way through, but there's traffic in the way. Joey Dome has finished this race. He wins ahead of Anthony Wen, but this is the fight that we're looking at. This is the fight for P4. A mistake for Ishfaq Azam also meant that he's dropped back into the clutches of Andrew Berrien, only a second between the two of them. Anthony Wen's finished. Now it's waiting for these three, this trio to finish. Is there going to be heroics from Andrew Berrien on the last lap? Is he going to be close enough? It doesn't look like it. He's going to get close though on the exit of the last corner. It's too much, and that allows Jay Craig through. Ishfaq Azam finishes third, makes it 2 debutants on the podium. But the heroics will cost Andrew Berrien a 4th place. And it will be Jay Craig who will be picking up that position. Andrew Berrien will finish P5, AJ Masek in 6, Connor Smith in 7, Jake Dunn for the 8th, Sam Dunn for the 9th. And the second of the 2 Smiths, the back, will finish P10. That's all the racing action here for the first server we'll go to a short break and then we're back for race number 2 this evening.